All right, and there that goes. Well, that's a little belligerent there. All right, maybe a little less belligerent. Indeed, neighbor.
In Father Teresa's Wine Cellar, we believe all oppression is intersectional. And this means our analysis of current events frequently includes discussion of difficult and explicit content. Any combination of the following topics could be included in our show: murder, rape, war, climate change, racism, sexism, violence, sexual violence, homophobic violence, heterocentrism, discrimination and abuse against individuals of nonconformist sexuality, domestic violence, child abuse, child rape, child neglect, elderly abuse, verbal abuse, police brutality, microaggressions, ableism, cyberbullying, genital mutilation, ideological extremism, and people just being total fucking assholes.
Oh, cool. I love stupid bullshit like this. This show is brought to you by the fuck that Father Teresa does not give.
It's Free Thought Thursday in the Wine Cellar. This show is fucked up. This show is fucked up. It's Free Thought Thursday in the Wine Cellar. Who took my glass?
I'll give you until I finish my cuppa, and I'm fucking thirsty.
You're very beautiful.
I know.
Why do you smell so good?
Because I don't use deodorant and I only take bubble baths.
Like that little bitch, Eminem!
I'll give you until I finish my cuppa, and I'm fucking thirsty.
All right. Reading in the Shade with Phoenix Calida, the uppity negress. Follow on the Twitters, uppity negress. Phoenix Mick-colored woman. Not funny.
Kind of funny.
Not funny.
It was a little funny.
Cis hetero man speaking, therefore not funny.
Yeah, okay.
You over here thinking stuff is joke-defied.
Yes.
You're acting like it's
You are listening to White on White Crime.
and you're not.
I could be.
I hope you're sure happy it's Tuesday.
It's not Tuesday.
Yes, it is.
It's not Tuesday.
Fact-based fact. It doesn't matter what day it is.
Negroes doing Negro stuff.
That is happening.
Okay.
Keep being black and shit.
Oh, is that on the screen?
It wasn't at that moment. But if I see it, I'm gonna, yeah,
Shout it out
shout it out.
and stand up for your rights. All right. I follow a white trans woman on the privately owned social media. I follow a lot of trans niggas. Like I be forgetting that shit. Like sometimes it'll be a hot day where like several trans folk post some shit. I'll be like, oh yeah. Because I mean, how the fuck am I gonna know what niggas is talking about if I don't follow their shit? You know. So this is Maddie Stump again. Like I think Maddie Stump is like the most vocal, but Maddie Stump is also like fucking like really educated, and you know, I guess in turn like is sort of socializing that to be an educator, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and appears to come from a shiny bag of shekels in the background there, little class privilege on that end. And I checked that cat out, and they posted a screenshot from a Quinnipiac poll that you can find. I don't know much about these polls, how many people, but you know, like I could draw something from it, like just my own thoughts and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's about the Blasey Ford. I don't know if it's Blasey or Blasey.
I don't know.
Because I hear people say it both ways.
Yeah.
And
they surveyed 1,100 people.
Right, and I guess that's probably fair, right? Like that's a legitimate poll.
Yeah.
Whilst me, I'm like, no, you need to get like 2 million. You know, I'd be illin'. So
Yeah, that's just not feasible, really.
yeah, it is. It just takes longer. Take the funding from billionaires. If billionaires didn't exist, there'd be more money for robust studies.
You know, somebody made a tweet about that where they said something like, we should make a game show where somebody needs something funded for healthcare and you just grab a random billionaire and dangle them over a Shark Tank until they give up all their money.
That's legit.
I'm okay with that kind of game show.
Fuck. You know what? I think a lot of them would just go with the Shark Tank.
I don't think so.
Their last act of cruelty.
Yeah, but then they're dead. We can still take the money anyway. Like, either
Oh,
way,
fuck
we
that.
win. We
just
win.
just
either
let them
way.
be injured so they can see us take the money. That's the thing. I don't want them to die happy. I don't. Billionaires shouldn't get to die happy. Fuck that.
They should just get to die.
Yeah, they are the ultimate institutional oppressors. Now, this shit is Dr. Blasey Ford or Blasey, or if you're an asshole like Limbaugh, Blase. Like he calls her Blase.
Oh, of course he does.
Yeah, and Bad Boy Brett. And there's several in this, and one of them is Believe Blasey Ford or Believe Kavanaugh. And like I'm looking at, and like just generic general black people, 83% believe Blasey Ford.
Yeah.
And then but I'm looking at men, general men, 32% believe Blasey Ford to 57 believe Bad Boy Brett. While 10 are saying, I don't really know. I ain't sure. And then I'm like, well, that might cross up. But then Phoenix Calita's like, you do remember there aren't that many black people, right, William? That's how she talks.
I don't talk like that.
She's not on the microphone.
What?
Or sometimes she talks like Gilbert Gottfried. That's her thing. That's what she's into.
What?
Yeah. These are the facts.
Affleck?
Yep. That's the last thing he was known for.
Yeah.
Yeah. And fucking, I'm like 83% of black people, like, and I'm like, that's got to be a blend up, right? Where a good portion of that is just partisan.
Right.
Where it's just like, well, I'm just with the Democrats on it.
Right.
And then another portion of that, I don't think it's that much, you know, because I don't really know. Because the vocal niggas that we see yelling this shit, we don't know how many they are. We just know how loud they are.
Right.
It's the niggas that suddenly care a lot about white men committing rape because of Cosby.
That's entirely possible.
And quite frank, I wanted to put this in like a post, Facebooks or WordPress, wherever I can post it. Most likely to Facebooks. And I don't think these niggas actually ever gave that much of a blue fuck about Bill Cosby ever until they saw black feminists saying consent matters and he's a rapist and cancel him and that. And then it's just been disagree with the black feminists gone too far. Kind of like fucking right-wingers with, you're being too politically correct, and then that shit turns into Milo Yiggy Yappermouth defending pedophiles on Joe Rogan's platform.
Right.
You know, like it just, like it was just, I just want to disagree with them, and then you just went so far that like, now all of a sudden niggas that are patriarchal as shit and support rape culture are suddenly against white men raping. And it's like, y'all niggas done fucked around and turned into white feminists. You hate black women so much you turned into a white feminist, son.
I also wonder if there's like that, I just forgot what it's called now. Benevolent sexism, right? Because she is a white woman. Like if he'd been accused of raping a black woman, I would just be curious to see, or attempting to rape in this case. If he had been accused of attempting to rape a black woman, I would just like to see where those poll numbers would be among black male demographics.
And among that vocal probable minority we riffed on, they'd be following Tariq Nasheed saying it's bedwenching gone wrong. And speaking of that rape culture phrase and slut-shaming rape culture phrase, bedwenching, I put up a little satire piece. You might want to check it out. It's on the winecellarmedia.com, and I copied and pasted the text to the Facebooks with the link. And it's a little Hotep satire piece about niggas defending Cosby. Had a good time. And it might be one of those posts that gets away from me. and literally gets away from me because, like, you know how you see a number of shares and then you click on it, but most of them are shared to friends only posts.
Yes.
So you have no idea what niggas is talking about your post. And it's just like, just critique me in public. I can take it. Like, I choose.
Yeah, but they might not be able to take your response.
Yeah, but I don't know who's sharing it also. That's another thing. Yeah, like, it could be, like, it might just be, like, these Hotep niggas sharing it. That's like, look at this simp.
Right.
Or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Or they don't even know it's satire.
Right. Whew, that's unfortunate.
They're like, oh, I hate when I gotta babysit my kids too. And so, yeah, you might want to check that shit out. I have not taken a look to see if there's anything going on in the archive chat space.
Oh, you still haven't changed your background picture?
For what?
For your screen lock on your phone. You keep being like, I'm going to change that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's my injured face.
Yes.
Yeah, Phoenix Calida took the stitches out.
I did.
All right, let's see.
I learned that in wife school, actually.
Take the man's stitches out.
Yes, that's the idea.
All right, we'll go ahead and share this Faceboo's live to Social Dissonance, a critical analysis of justice, and the Reading in the Shade page on the Faceboo's, and take a look. And it looks like Lucifera has said, quote, "That was awesome, William. Love that." Oh, yeah, the comedy posting. Yes, thank you, player. And there is Fallon Matthew from FallonKitty.com posted up in the joint. Fallon Matthew, nigga about to fucking get all the education. Nigga gonna get like fucking 5 PhDs.
Yes.
Yeah, before nigga 30, right?
Yeah.
God damn. Like, everyone in Fallon posted, y'all like, fuck, I didn't do anything with my life. Shit. Fallon has books.
Yeah.
Fallon has books, nigga. I got some old raps I wrote in the basement. I wrote them with Bic pens.
Yes, and only big pens, you fucking weirdo.
Shit, I think Fallon's got another book on the way.
Probably.
Yeah. I'm training a new employee. I got that. You know, they let me use the tablet at work now, doing big things. Hey, Jesus Christ. All right, this is your show. You've got the news.
All right, so some headlines, I think. I don't remember, did I say it or not about the 4 white supremacists who got charged for Charlottesville? Did I say that yesterday?
Man, I don't know.
I don't remember, so I'm just gonna real quick. 4 California men have been described by prosecutors as members of a militant white supremacist group were arrested last Tuesday on charges of instigating violence during the white nationalist rally that turned deadly in Charlottesville, Virginia. By the way, I like that the news outlets are actually calling this a white nationalist rally. Oh, shut up. I don't want the video. The criminal complaint unsealed in U.S. District Court in Charlottesville charged each of the 4, Benjamin Drake Daly, age 25, Michael Paul Macelis, age 29, Thomas Walter Gillen, age 34, and Colin Evan White, age 24, with violating federal riot statutes and conspiracy to riot. Each defendant faces 10 years in prison if convicted of both counts. Pleas have not yet been entered. So that's going on. Just, you know, yeah. And then I have this fucking Tucker Carlson story that I'm not going to do. Thanks, Paradise. I don't know if y'all been paying attention to Melania Trump. She's been going throughout Africa, helping children read and shit, whatever the fuck she's doing. She's currently in Malawi, and she spent Thursday afternoon in Africa promoting the work of the U.S. International Development Agency, whose funding has been twice proposed to be slashed by her husband, President Donald Trump. So, I don't know. She's here on behalf of the U.S. Agency for International Development that might be losing its funding the next time we make a budget.
This shit is like... So it's like it's the truth about McMurica. Like, I think Trump will still skin in my lifetime of actually knowing what a president is and all that. Mm-hmm. It's like Trumpelstiltskin is the most honest representation of McMurica.
Yes.
But at the same time, because it's the truth so blatant that it is like you have to put not the onion on everything. Mm-hmm. They are satirical in the shit. Like, you look at Melania... I know, going with look at, right? That's fucking, but you look at their situation. Mm-hmm. That's clearly a business deal.
Right.
And then the fact that he's still getting his hair colored yellow, right? His shit ain't naturally still yellow.
Right.
Like, yeah, he
Hers
really...
probably isn't brown either.
Huh. I don't know how old she is. I know he's in his 70s.
I think she's like in her 40s.
In her 40s? Oh, is that when folks start graying it up?
I'm not even 40 and my shit's gray.
Say word. I don't know. Mine's not. And I'm only 2 years younger than you.
Okay, shut up, Team Plantation graduation.
Wow. She's hating.
So yeah, I just she said, quote, "I wanted to be here for the successful programs that the United States is providing the children, and thank you for everything you've done." She said at a book donation ceremony. Okay, I mean, we're gonna cut their funding, so I guess fucking enjoy it while it lasts this year, kids. All right. But yeah, that's just America being America. If you are at any Fight for 15 rallies, please be careful. There was one in Flint, Michigan, and a pickup truck apparently intentionally slammed into a crowd of protesters, injuring 9 people.
Jesus.
Be fucking careful out there. Also at this particular protest was the Democratic gubernatorial candidate Gretchen Whitmer, who was with participants who were demanding a higher minimum wage. So they haven't arrested anybody yet. I don't even know if they have like a strong suspect yet, but be fucking careful when you're protesting, please.
So this was not the McDonald's one. This is a different one?
This one doesn't sound like it was McDonald's specific. This was just a general Fight for 15, which probably included a lot of people from McDonald's.
Okay, so I covered one from McDonald's. When I read more about it, like it looked like they said like the driver was shaken up. I still don't know. It's hard to believe that you didn't do it on purpose because of. I mean, when you look at shit like Standing Rock and other shits where people have recently been hit by Heather,
Fire.
Yeah, hit by on purpose. It's like, well, now precedent has been set in these times. I'm sure motherfuckers been hit on purpose before.
Well, also, weren't a few senators trying to pass bills that said it was okay to hit protesters?
Damn it. So much shit be going on.
All the time.
And I know that one. That's just like how there was one in Florida. One of the fuckers, not Florida, but a Florida person. I think they were in the Senate, not Congress. Mm-hmm. And they were one of the people that voted for one of those bills that welfare recipients need to be drug tested. And that cat got busted copping cocaine.
That happened like twice.
Same guy, different guy.
Different guy. One was in the South and one was in the North. One was like Michigan or Wisconsin or some shit, and then one was like down south somewhere. Because, the further north you go, the farther south you get. Yes. So that's going on. And then I guess actual news. What am I doing first here? A little white privilege. Woo! I can't see if you put it. I can't see my.
Oh, you can't see.
I can't say.
I'm trying to get your microphone to where you're talking into it.
I'm working on it. Let's see. I guess we will start with a little white privilege, shall we?
All right. And archive chat space, Amy Loco. Amy has a cool last name. Said, ask for a livable wage, get run the fuck over.
Yep.
Sounds like America.
Yeah. Oh, and people were celebrating the Bernie Sanders thing with him going after Bezos, and then Bezos saying, all right, everybody gets $15 an hour minimum wage.
Then what?
You won't believe what happens next. Or will you? Bezos apparently, to pay for everybody getting $15 an hour, is taking away certain bonuses and stock options from other employees who perform really well. So,
which will create resentment among them, so they'll blame each other.
Yes, and anyone who's pro-union, hey, and probably Bernie Sanders, hey.
There you go.
Yeah,
Jeff Bezos, most popular politician in the world.
Isn't he though? Yeah, so that was the other, because I didn't want to say anything, right? Because I saw a bunch of people in love who were like, ha ha, Bernie Sanders didn't even have to pass a bill, and I was like, let's just fucking see what happens first.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why I waited.
You're not a billionaire because you're a good person.
Seriously. But he's gonna fund some preschools and shit.
Oh, school for boys?
Kinda.
You know what? So apparently so that's just white Umar. We've been funding how long we've been funding Bezos' school for boys?
Shit. No, they're actually going to open a bunch of schools for low-income people, but of course, not advocate for living wages. And then, of course, because they're charter schools, that means if your kids don't perform well, they can get kicked out.
And they also don't have like certain rate. Like, do charter
They don't
schools
have the same regulations as public schools.
Yeah, so basically, for so low income, that means little nigger and little brown kids.
Mm-hmm.
Well, fucking burrito niggers.
Yes.
Little taco niggers
Yes.
and whatnot. Maybe a little turban nigger, whatever kind of niggers you got. There's a lot of kinds of them, and no background checks. Maybe background checks.
Maybe background checks. I was actually thinking more curriculum wise. Especially since we live in an era of revising history and, deciding what kids learn and don't learn. So, yeah, I fully see these as training the next little generation of the proletariat intentionally. So,
Yeah.
It's
What?
going to be great.
Everybody should know that fucking Harriet Tubman was a thug that stole property.
We should know she did steal. She stole a lot of property.
Actually, that wouldn't be it though, because they do what Texas is already doing any damn way, where it's fucking they're immigrants that got jobs.
Right. They came here for a better life. Okay.
That's in textbooks right now, folks. Like, while you're worried about some shit fucking Kanye West said, stop following that goofy nigga.
He's so corny. So that's happening. So anyways, getting back to white privilege and guns. Oh, by the way, I was going to do the story, but I have another tangent. There's someone who follows me on Twitter who listens to the podcast, but he always be tweeting me like the next day. He never catches us live. I don't even know if this person is a mouth. This person. So they were like, yeah, because they heard the AK segment, and they were like, yeah, actually the only reason that the right goes with AR-15s is because AK-47s have been eternally framed as like some commie bastard guns because, they are originally from Russia and used in a lot of communist type things, over like in China and Russia and whatnot. So apparently that's why there's like all this hate about AK-47s, and that's why the right wing, alt-right, whatever you want to call them, uses AR-15s, because AK-47s are for communists, even though AK-47s are better guns because they're more reliable and don't jam.
So gangster rappers are communists.
Yes.
Actually, yeah, kind of.
A lot of them, Nellyville, man.
Nellyville, folks. You think we're fucking around? Go back to the fucking Cornell Haynes, and he goes by Nelly as a rap singer, just a vocalist in general. And he has an album and a title track called Nellyville. Go listen to that fucking socialist hippie dream shit. That fucking song.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he knew that's what he was doing. I think he just wanted a happy place.
He did. He just was trying to find somewhere happy to go.
Yeah.
All right. So Florence, South Carolina. Some stuff is going on. Wow. All right. A suspect in the shooting of 7 officers bragged about his gun skills.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wait, brag? A suspect in shooting how many?
7 officers.
This is an activist.
But, they took him into custody alive because
They respected him.
they respected him. They respected his strong statements about police. The Vietnam veteran and disbarred lawyer is what? That's a lot happening. He's a Vietnam veteran and disbarred lawyer is accused of shooting 7 law enforcement officers, killing 1, and had previously bragged about his marksmanship online and his, quote, love for the smell of gunpowder. Oh,
Yeah?
Christ. In the years before the deadly standoff, records and social media posts unearthed on Thursday's show. Frederick Hopkins lost his law license in the 1980s for mishandling money and faced several minor criminal charges in recent years, including disorderly conduct in 2014. It was around the time of his disbarment that he got serious about amateur target shooting, according to records and posts. Nigga, you survived Vietnam. You ain't already know how to shoot, though?
Like that little bitch, Eminem!
More details also emerged about the 2-hour standoff in which authorities say Hopkins' gunfire prevented officers from rescuing comrades who lay bleeding on the ground. Who said that?
What? That's actually in the article?
Yes, that's
Oh,
comrades.
cool. I love stupid bullshit like this.
All right.
Not fellow officers, not colleagues, not coworkers. It fucking says comrades. All right.
Comrades.
So Hopkins prevented officers from rescuing their comrades, Dovarish, who lay bleeding on the ground. The slain officer, a 30-year veteran, was tearfully described as, quote, the epitome of a community police officer by his chief. Y'all niggas lying. 2 wounded city officers were released from the hospital. A 3rd officer was listed in serious but stable condition, the police chief said. He did not know about the conditions of 3 other wounded sheriff's deputies. Hopkins is accused of opening fire Wednesday from his home in an affluent South Carolina neighborhood after deputies tried to carry out a search warrant. Oh, okay. He also allegedly held children inside in a hostage situation, according to authorities. It was not clear exactly how the confrontation ended. I mean, I think it ended by some niggas getting shot. I think that's how it ended. Authorities would only say that the gunman released the children as he was taken into custody. Hopkins was hospitalized with a head injury and unable to speak with officers. Television station WIS reported Thursday. The warrant involved an accusation that a 27-year-old person at the home had sexually assaulted a foster child who lives there, according to Florence County Chief Deputy Glenn Kirby. Back in 2016, this nigga's 74 and out here shooting cops. All right.
Disbarred. Took up, as Amy Loco said in the archive chat room, snorting and spitting while bragging about his marksmanship.
Yes.
And shooting cops.
Yeah.
What is the deal with people in their 70s right now?
They are deciding what they want to be when they grow up.
Okay, well, John McCain made his decision. Trumpelstiltskin said, fuck it, I'm going to run for president as a joke. Oops.
Yes.
Bernie Sanders said, I've been doing this for so many years, I'm finally going to run for president, and found out the Democratic Party ain't democratic.
He found out.
What else? What other 70-year-olds are fucking wilding? I think Pat Robertson passed 70.
He's got to be past 70. I don't know, pretty much everybody in Congress right now, right?
Holy shit,
fucking
yeah.
Feinstein, whatever the fuck Hillary Clinton's ass is doing right now. Anybody who's trying to get Kavanaugh in. How old is Lindsey Graham?
What, Clinton's 70 now? I thought Clinton was late 60s.
I thought Clinton was like 72.
Nah, I thought Clinton was let's look it up.
Google it.
I thought Hillary Clinton was 69 years old right now in this moment.
I dead ass thought she was 72.
Hillary Clinton. We gonna learn something today. Let's see. Damn, 70 right now. Damn, born in 1947. That's some shit. Hillary Clinton is only fucking 11 years older than my mother. Ancient history. Jesus Christ. Well, all right. Well, you know
also means, you know what that also means though, is like basically everybody who's like in their 70s right now was like college age during the civil rights movement.
Yeah, and you see which way some of them went.
Shit.
Who chose what path? Like, one person chained themselves to a black person to protest segregation at their school. One person campaigned with Barry Goldwater.
Huh. Right.
Yeah.
All right. So, back in 2016, the 74-year-old Hopkins posted photos on Facebook of guns set up for target practice, bragging he was the state's 2011 three-gun silhouette champion.
3-gun silhouette champion?
I don't know what the fuck that means.
How does that sounds like the satire I just wrote.
Is that like when you have like the targets and you have a certain amount and he hits more of like the 3-level setup than anybody else?
Wait, silhouette. Oh, is that like the fucking
I think
the
so.
things
I think so.
that are ironically black?
Yes.
That you shoot at?
Yes.
For practice?
Yes.
Fun times. You should have seen the cop's face when I had my hands up in Florida. Because I have my hands up no matter what they stop me for.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, you can put your hands down. I said, no, I just read in the news about Florida cops using mugshots of black men for target practice. They was like, oh, you read too much. That's verbatim quote.
Won't stop reading. All right, so he's the 3-gun silhouette champion. And in a 2014 post said he celebrated his 70th birthday at a gun range by repeatedly firing his M14 rifle, which he, quote, set up exactly like the one I used in Vietnam. Okay.
What the fuck? When's he getting out? Get this fucker on the show. I want to hear some stories.
I have been shooting competitively since 1984 and loving it. I just love the smell of gunpowder in the mornings.
There's no S on the in the morning.
There is, he said mornings.
All right, he loves the smell of gunpowder in the mornings. I don't want to deal with this story.
I wonder if it's like a play on the whole, I love the smell of, what the fuck was that one Vietnam movie? I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
I don't know that.
Oh, that was a line in the movie thing.
Is that the one where Robin Williams is a host, a radio host?
I don't know. There's a lot of Vietnam movies.
Yeah, I only know Full Metal Jacket and I know Dead Presidents.
It was neither of those.
Shit and damn. And Amy Loco said this program is educational and entertaining. Edutainment.
Edutainment is what we do.
What the hell? Loco said he dead ass made me scratch my imaginary balls. You just wanted to. I think people say stuff like that in the chat space so they make me say it on the program. And then so they can clip that out and be like, listen to what this motherfucker's saying.
I'm not opposed to this form of trolling, William. Continue.
Somebody in retirement's gonna do it.
Shit. His competitive shooting would have begun around the time he lost his law license over $18,000 and wrongly collected attorney fees. A court order shows that the state Supreme Court in 1984 allowed Hopkins to pay back the debt over time and surrender his license rather than complete a 6-month jail term. Court documents also show he was injured in Vietnam and received disability payments, but the filing does not elaborate on the injury. During the standoff, the sheriff's armored personnel carrier was brought in to recover the wounded. These niggas made it sound like it was a fucking war zone. The sheriff's armored personnel carrier was brought in to recover the wounded. Okay. Fire was being shot all over. The way the suspect was positioned, his view of fire was several hundred yards, so he had an advantage, said Kenny Boone, Florence County Sheriff. All right, Kenny. Florence Police Chief Alan Heidler estimated Thursday it took a half hour to reach some of the wounded officers. The slain officer, Terrence Caraway, age 52 of Darlington, was just shy of 31 years of service with the police department. Heidler described Caraway as the epitome of a community police officer and a guy who laughed all the time. Caraway was a giant of a man, but he was a proverbial gentle giant, and I loved him.
I don't want to care about the cop.
Goddamn liar.
What about what's more about the gunpowder guy? That's about it for him, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the rest of this is just fucking cop obituary. And he fucking planted drugs on black kids and raped some sex workers. Fuck them.
Let's see. Byron Black, who lives near the subdivision and heard the shooting happen, said he knew the slain officer and the children of the suspect and described the family as, quote, good people. You never know when stuff will happen, he said. Okay. Yeah, it's more about the cop. I don't know.
Yeah, fuck that.
They're lying about this cop. If you were in trouble, he tries best to get you out of it. No, the fuck he didn't. Don't lie.
In trouble for what?
Huh?
In trouble, right? Like if you're another cop and you're in trouble.
Maybe.
And there's the freckled menace is tuned into the program. All right. What in the holy heck darn else you got going on? I have 0 show notes. You have all the show notes.
Yes. We have a